There's something going on inside the government that's really wrong, and I can't ignore it. I just want to get this data to the world. The NSA is really tracking every cell phone in the world.
This is the trailer for Snowden, a film based on whistleblower Edward Snowden, a former intelligence contractor who leaked sensitive material revealing the extent of government spying on US citizens.
I feel like I'm made to do this, and if I don't do it, then I don't know anybody else that can.
Produced by Oliver Stone, the film is a fact-based indie espionage thriller that presents the significance of what Edward Snowden revealed. Cynthia Fabrizio Pelack saw the film. She says it humanized Snowden for her.
For folks who may not know too much about the issues or the backstory, it's a very engaging, personal film. So you not only see his work at the National Intelligence, CIA, and alike, but you also see his personal life.
Tied in with a personal love story and some charming one-liners from adored indie leading actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the film footsteps Snowden's evolution from a devoted and dutiful intelligence contractor to disillusioned civil disobedient. Fabrizio Pollux says the film allowed her to really digest the extent of what Snowden revealed about government spying. She says that she hopes that has the same impact on others.
I wanted to know more in details in watching it, and so, Edward Snowden was a 29-year-old when he took this leap, and I'm sure it's going to resonate with younger folks who are our future, and thus it's critical that we do reach those folks and listen to what they have to say.
Snowden's major reveals were the US government's monitoring of what everybody is doing on the internet, surveillance of foreign leaders and governments, and the indiscriminate collection of phone records, along with wiretaps without a warrant. The real Edward Snowden talked about it in an interview with The Guardian.
Well, I, sitting at my desk, certainly had the authorities to wiretap anyone, from you or your accountant to a federal judge to even the president if I had a personal email.
Vicki Go is director of the ACLU Regional Center for Border Rights in Las Cruces. She says celebration and advocacy for whistleblowers like Snowden is at the heart of the ACLU's mission.
A lot of the information that the government is surveilling is actually private information about individual citizens, so it's a violation of our privacy to gather this information.
Go says the film raises unique questions and concerns for people living in the border region.
I think there's a natural connection to the surveillance technologies that are being used in the border region and the huge amounts of data that are being gathered on border communities as they go about their daily lives, like going through checkpoints or just going around the community. And so we started having questions about what exactly is being gathered and what is the government doing with that information.
The film's release coincides with an ACLU campaign for a presidential pardon for Snowden. Currently, Snowden lives in exile in Russia because of the charges under the Espionage Act he'd face if he were to return to the US.
He was basically engaging in his First Amendment right to inform the public of what the government was doing.
That's not how the powers that be see it.
No, I don't think Mr. Snowden was a patriot. So the fact is that Mr. Snowden's been charged with 3 felonies.
Some say many government reforms probably never would have happened had it not been for Snowden's leaks, and former Attorney General Eric Holder acknowledged the public virtue and benefit of Snowden's revelations.
I think that he actually performed a public service by raising the debate that we engaged in and by the changes that we made.
Though Holder affirmed that Snowden's actions were still inappropriate and illegal, Gorbecker says the US still has some ways to go in reforms and oversight. The government can still collect data on Americans without a warrant. Cynthia Fabrizio Pelack says she expects the film will reignite the kind of public discussion that could take accountability and reforms further.
Things don't change quickly. And it's really movements in the streets and a prolonged discussion and dialogue and attempts.
Fabrizio Pollux says it may take some time for Snowden's actions to be fully recognised. She hopes he'll get a presidential pardon, but that may not come for several years.
Nelson Mandela was in prison for, 27 years? Change can happen. Change does happen. We see it. Change is not easy. And Snowden makes it a little easier for us.
For KRWG, I'm Simon Thompson.